Welcome to Ducktales Remastered. Guys, to the moon!
Yay! To the moon!
Alright.
In a bit.
One of the most famous levels in gaming history, strictly because of its soundtrack.
The green cheese of longevity.
I
Yes.
never kind of. I'll go more into it later.
That reference to Wallace and Gromit.
Well, a lot of mythos like this suggest that the moon is made of cheese. But yeah, one thing I never got: why is it that the original soundtrack was so popular that it got this one level that famous? Like I'm talking
No
about
idea,
the original.
Joe.
Because this is one of the greatest music pieces ever put in a video game, if you ask me.
No, but I think Jova's question was how did it manage to, get viral?
Again, the
Yeah,
music
like,
is just that good.
The original version I'm
suppose.
also talking about too.
I suppose, yeah.
Because it was from the NES
Oh,
version.
no,
that it became
no. Here's
popular.
here's Fenton, a character from the original Tales show, played by Bill Farmer.
The same voice of Goofy.
Yep. And you can tell because he's using a variation of the Goofy voice.
Oh yeah, and now they're actually explaining a plot point that was confusing people from the NES game. Apparently they can breathe on the moon because Jar invented oxygen gum.
Sure, why not? It's gyro.
It's gyro, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he does sound a little bit like Goofy.
Yeah.
Which way to the green cheese?
What do you mean? Isn't it all around us?
Yeah? How do you
This is not green, this is purple.
Moon's made of green cheese. Well, that's what my dear mama said.
Purple.
You know, when cheese turns green, that's often not a good sign.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends what you mix it with. You can get cheese mixed with herbs, which is green by default. at
Someone
that
who
point.
could give us
We
directions.
generally don't eat green cheese.
Oh shit.
We've got to save him.
Do we really?
Quick, Goofy! Gyro!
Dang.
Scrooge is an ass.
Benton was carrying.
Oh, it can be much more than that, Sherry.
The only thing we've got powerful enough to break into the moon vault.
All right, fine.
How inconvenient.
Grab the supplies while I look for that bumbling bookkeeper.
Good alliteration.
Bumbling bookkeeper. There we go.
There
So
we go.
yeah,
Ladies and
in the
gentlemen,
original NES version, this was famous. So Jake Kaufman thought, how do I make
Space
an already
rights.
famous song even more viral? Well, take a listen.
exactly. One of the greatest video game pieces of music has just become even better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to interrupt it with the invisibility.
Oh,
Oh.
It's on purpose.
Hey, we can start it over again. Oh, now we can't hear it again because of the cutscene. It's cock teasing us.
Yes. You have to earn the music, Dwebs.
Well, I guess this means I'm invited on board.
Somehow.
Space Ducks.
It's a cartoon.
Just don't question Jova.
It's a cartoon. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, and also the spikes on
recoil.
top actually acts as there you go. Yeah, to be
This
fair.
has some pretty good level design, but oh, folks, you think the level's interesting? The level design is just the first layer of the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
Layer cake.
Yes. Well, at the end of the day, I can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Wibbs.
So what you're saying, Shiri, is that this is going to end with Scrooge McDuck suddenly being murdered at the end by his best friend?
Yes.
Soap opera.
No, film.
At the end of the day, I can say that I like either version of the theme. Not preparing. The original one obviously is a classic, but I think this remix is equally solid.
I'm gonna have to
Like-
listen to it on my own time, but it
Like
sounds
the
good from
original
what I
showed
can
up
hear.
in a lot of Hall of Music award things. You know, it's like one of the most popular music tracks that was played by orchestras. It's like,
Yeah.
dang, something
Yeah.
in that 8-bit track must have resonated hugely.
And again, the composer hasn't done anything special in general, so
That's a
he
shame.
got a lucky shot.
If only I had a way to open this door.
Find an enemy to defeat.
More like finding a button to press.
Blow the ship. Oh no, that won't kill him.
Maybe
we can't always do your method of things.
Maybe what happened is that he or she put all of the creativity in his body in this track, or rather this soundtrack, and that's it. There was nothing left after.
So what? He's a creation bender.
I guess.
Here we go.
Oh boy!
And we also freed some mice.
And stop embarrassing yourself.
Mr. McDuck! Thank goodness you're here! I think those aliens wanted to suck out my brain and make an army of Fenton clones.
No, please.
One of you is one too many.
Yeah.
How did they grow from mice to ducks, though?
The semantics we
Dwebs, why are you questioning the logic of a DuckTales cartoon?
I mean, as it is, we already have ducks breathing in fucking space.
Pedro, I've been questioning a professor with a weird top hat and beady eyes in London solving puzzles and running away from Ferris wheels.
But I can't.
You also think I draw the line at ducks?
Dwebs, I can. But here's the thing. I can understand that for Layton because Layton is more story involved with what happens. This is, of course, all being played for laughs anyway.
Anyway, folks.
Yeah, there is no line to which I won't sink.
Suspension of disbelief is what it's called.
Anyway, activate the 3 levers.
Yeah,
during the time
basically.
limit.
Float and fly in space like you're on the moon.
But it's short-lived.
Yeah, for a second I thought there'd be a timer or something.
Actually, there was.
What happens if you get it wrong?
The levers reset.
You go wait with Gyro. I'll find a gizmo duck suit myself.
Yeah, it's better.
All right, that's
It's
good.
not a 2-player cooperative game.
So what you're telling me is that you're the kind of guy who watches a Roadrunner cartoon and keeps wondering why the coyote isn't dead yet.
No, actually.
No, he
I'm
watches
really-
Steven Universe and wonders why Paradot isn't dead yet.
No, I watch Steven Universe and wonder why they keep getting taller and shorter every week.
Yeah, I do too.
Why is that exactly?
Like what? You're telling me that they change proportions
Maybe
of the characters'
Yes,
costumes?
Yeah, they do.
I don't get it either,
I
too.
can explain that.
Maybe
I can explain
maybe
that.
the studio they use to do the animation's a bit sloppy when it comes to proportion.
No, what it is.
So, oh my god,
is,
it's the Western equivalent of whoever animates Dragon Ball Super.
I actually do know why it is the way it is.
Why?
But
Because so many different storyboard artists work on each episode at a time, when they send the storyboards off to be animated in Korea, they don't give them any standard details. They literally just have them animate the storyboard as they see it.
So it
Except
suffers
for
the same
Mindful-
problem of Countdown to Final Crisis.
Yeah.
Hey, but true. What about Mindful Education, which actually had some pretty good consistent animation, and that
They
had a
hired-
different animator.
They hired good people for that.
The
one.
same guy who did Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Yay.
For the record, oh sorry, cutscene.
Except with less boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of Ruby and
You
Sapphire.
have space.
All right, 2 more to find.
We already know where one is, but where the other maybe. Yes, yes, Pedro.
For the record, I don't hate the Dragon Ball Super. It has problems, yes. However, I still think there's also quite a bit of good stuff in it as well.
From the way some people talk about it, you'd think it was worse than that.
Dweebs,
It's not.
let me tell you this, Dweebs. Ever since Super came out, the Dragon Ball community, especially on YouTube, has become incredibly toxic for no reason at all.
I wouldn't call them all
It
toxic,
turned the
but
Dragon Ball fanbase
definitely
into the
still.
Sonic fan base. That's the basic gist of it.
And I can't
Yeah.
understand why.
Honestly, I think they may be even it may be even worse than the Sonic fan base. Like the Sonic fan base is mainly split on stuff. Super separates them with like every single installment, and I'm gonna be quite honest. The Goku Black resolution needs to die in a fire.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a shame-
baffled by that.
it's a shame too because it had good ideas at the beginning and it sounded promising, but it ended up having such a terrible. I did like, however, the Battle of Gods and Resurrection. Well, those were of course by Toriyama, so obviously they would be better. But when the new team started taking over after Toriyama gave them the basic gist with the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F stuff. That's when things started going downhill. However, I have heard that the arc after Goku Black I heard from my brother it's much better. So I'm looking forward to
Well, let
that.
me
It
tell
has
you this,
ups and
Pedro, without
downs.
spoiling for some reason they decided to do. I don't think it was that intentional, but they just say that somehow they managed to make a meme come true, and I don't understand why.
Memes coming true is the
Theo,
reason.
memes coming
Right,
true are unavoidable. It will happen.
But I understand America because it's the internet more about, but Japan.
Oh,
Seriously?
Japan barely has any memes, actually.
Actually, no, I know, Job. I saw that artists that work on WireWare constantly doing some edits of reaction images.
Theo, as early as 2007, animes have been catching on the memes.
Yes.
School Days caught on to the Nice Boat meme. Higurashi caught on to the Usoda meme. Like, let's be quite honest, Theo. Japan is far. In fact, they may even be farther than America from being in on memes.
Hell, Japan even make their own memes. Like, you remember fake Crash? That came from Japan.
Remember,
Yeah.
Theo.
Yeah, that was
Remember,
a
Theo.
really
Sorry.
bad-looking bootleg toy of Crash Bandicoot someone made in Japan.
Okay, this has to be
Made
explained.
it.
How did this weekly got
yeah.
here?
Because she's omnipresent. Theo. We were
She
explaining this.
teleports.
From home?
There you go. She came from home, Theo. Isn't that enough for you?
Oh, I get it. You're from Homeworld, aren't you? That's the only home that's close enough.
Oh my god,
love-
she's White Diamond.
I love how Scrooge doesn't even bother to question this.
So all this time, White Diamond was a duck.
Wouldn't surprise me if Rose Quartz does turn out to be Pink Diamond.
I'm
No, I
just to
don't want
finish.
that.
Just to finish what I was
Yes,
saying.
Pedro.
That's your heart, Roy. It's probably gonna be what happens, but go on, Pedro.
Sorry, yes, Pedro. Yes.
Well, I'll also say that. Well, might as well finish the Super thing. But that's just the thing. If there's one thing of Super that I definitely hate is the animation, because the animation in Super is terrible. And the characters always look off model, much like Steven Universe a lot of times.
Even more
they
so
made,
than
they
Steven
made a lot of
Universe.
freeze frames, especially on Goku, but it looks so dirty.
There's I'll just say that. Oh, sorry, cutscene. Well, then again, this is just him. Oh, well.
Getting the parts, yeah.
Oh, actually, he says something here. Yeah, what I was saying was, just a YouTube video out there that does a great job comparing how much better Z's animation is compared to it. But regardless of that, what I was saying was, that's just the thing. Like I said, it's one of those things where it became toxic because, again, it's just.
It has a lot of good, but it has a lot of problems. It's
As
not
well,
as bad
yeah.
as GT. Okay, GT's issue was that it had a vision in mind. The problem is that vision was your typical depressing apocalyptic future, and Goku has to be ultra super nerfed by being made a kid again. Joy.
sad part,
Super does not seem to have a vision, which, granted, is a strength and also a weakness.
The sad part is that, the only part of GT that I liked was the Black Star Dragon Balls. You know, the final one. That was like the one thing that was really an interesting and felt natural for them to do, because it was an interesting idea that took advantage of what happened over the course of ever since the beginning of this series. It's just a shame that we had to endure so much shit to get to that point.
I mean, I can tolerate Super, and like I said, it has a lot of good things to it.
Yeah, I really like, particularly the character interactions. There's an episode involving Arale that's absolutely hilarious.
And I do like the one with Krillin too.
Yeah.
However, though, I will say this though, the writers sometimes go a bit too
All right, there you go. You got all the parts.
Oh boy! Now we can blast into the treasure vault.
Just a moment, Fenton.
Mm-hmm.
Gyro, I think I left my favorite $2 bill under the back seat.
Yeah, basically, he doesn't want.
this joke.
Yeah, it doesn't want. Yeah. So yeah, find me that $2 million bill if you don't mind.
No. Just a $2 bill.
Yeah, $2 bill. Sorry, $2 bill.
Gizmo duck when you put on that suit, you dunderhead.
Exactly, because he's never gonna put one and one together.
Won't he figure it out anyway?
Oh, there you go.
Gizmo duck appears and I've mysteriously vanished.
I wouldn't worry about that. Gyro may be a brilliant inventor, but his deductive reasoning skills are about as good
That's actually true, because that's pretty much how he is in the
Yeah.
comics as well.
It's the extra version of the
It's the
ingenious.
absent-minded professor.
corruption.
Code word?
It's like Albert Einstein said, just because you're smart in one thing doesn't mean you're smart at everything.
Yeah.
Like, Albert Einstein, the Albert Einstein had failing grades and stuff that wasn't his specialty.
Exactly.
They all thought he wouldn't make it. And, well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please.
Oh, this bit.
Punchline?
No, listen.
Oh, it actually was there.
Hold on.
Wait.
They're gone. And all I could find was this $2 million bill.
He looked for a $2 bill, but he got a $2 million bill instead.
Well, back under the receipt it goes.
Scrooge, you might want to,
So
search him.
Scrooge is unaware. Scrooge, you may want to keep track of that because, going off of that comic, the second richest duck in the world, you're only ahead by a string, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to need every cent you can to stay in charge.
Pedro, why do you even need to bounce on them? Because maybe I could just blast them away.
But I like bouncing on enemies.
Well, you don't have to.
But I like
fun.
it. It's fun.
This is another Dwib's tactic. If the enemy, if your ally partner is capable of blasting them away, just stand away and let them do all the work.
I know we have to have a certain amount of, suspension of disbelief because, this is a cartoon, but can I at least question the space squids?
Go ahead.
It's an example of Splatoon 2, Shirai.
And before you ask, Shirai, the answer is Way Forward just seems to have a hard-on for squids.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do have a hard-on for squids.
Have you seen Shantae?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I know there's a lot of,
Although I gotta say,
you disappoint
I gotta
me.
say, with Shantae, for every googly eye you'll see in a rare game, there's boobs on something in a Shantae game.
Basically.
Oh, I know there's boobs on a lot of things in a Shantae game.
Oh, great.
Hey, moochers!
Hey, Gold.
Glumgold. What are you doing here, you
I forgot Way Forward made this.
Same as you,
Yeah.
trying to corner a new segment of
Trust me, Shira, if someone like me and Joe would recognize it just by looking at it, this is so clearly the typical Way Forward engine that they love to use.
Mm-hmm. Well, when the Mummy Remastered actually used a 16-bit kind of like pixel-style engine, so it's quite different from what they usually do.
True, but A Boy and His Blob and the new Shantae also use this engine. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So a bit of trivia, actually. The original voice of Flintheart Gumgold was Hal Smith, an American. Believe it or not, he actually did voice roles for Disney, including the Goofy at some point.
Huh.
Oh,
But not only that, he was also Gyro Gearloose in the original DuckTales show.
Wait, wasn't the original voice of Goofy Pinto Colvig?
Oh, no. I misspoke there. I'm not quite sure. I don't think he was the original, but he was a voice of Goofy at some point.
Well,
he was the voice of Goofy after Pinto Colvig's death.
Oh,
This is Mummy Demaster's credits look bizarre. A Way Forward game with music not done by Jake Kaufman.
So basically,
Hal Smith also voiced Owl from Winnie the Pooh. He voiced Winnie the Pooh himself.
So basically, he was Goofy before Bill Farmer. That's basically what you were saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He also played Kaa from Jungle Book, and he had a thing for playing horse characters. He plays Philip in Beauty and the Beast, and he plays Jafar's horse in Aladdin.
And they haven't had him guest cameo in any MLP thing ever.
It's
He
interesting.
also voiced adult Huey, Dewey, and Louie in DuckTales, Duck to the Future.
It kind of reminds me how I never remembered the name of the guy who voiced Mickey after Walt Disney, but before Wayne Allwine. I keep forgetting the middle ones.
I'll check.
The middle one actually was married to the voice actress of Minnie, go figure.
No. That's Wayne Allwine. Wayne Allwine was the third Mickey voice. The first one was Walt Disney himself. But
Jimmy McDonald was the one before Wayne
that's
Allwine.
it. That's the one. That's it.
Along with Carl W. Stalling and Clarence Nash.
Well, yeah. Basically, Wayne Allwine was married to Russi Taylor, and fortunately, Russi Taylor is a freaking trooper. Like, it would be so understandable if she would want to retire after Wayne's death, However, she's a trooper and she remained. Thanks, Russi.
I made it here first.
Oh shit.
No, not the cheese.
It's never that easy. You can't contain the power of the dairy.
Jesus, that's frightening. But some explanation, Shiroi. In the original version, these mouse actually came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, there was no
Oh, okay.
explanation.
But way forward with their storyline that they added, now it's perfectly explained. But again,
Yeah.
with again with cartoon logic.
Yes, it's a mutant mouse, mutated by green cheese grown on the moon.
Maybe
Sure.
it's better than what the original.
This is
did.
exactly the kind of thing you would
Makes
find in the
sense.
show. Trust me. So it's just fine, honestly.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, how about
You know-
you, rodent of unusual size?
Even the comics had a lot of weird shit
I'm-
like this in it.
Yeah.
I'm
I can
surprised Scrooge
confirm.
isn't. Well, Scrooge isn't used to seeing oddly proportioned rodents already.
I believe that's the old furry confusion thing.
No. He has a point, because Scrooge is friends with Mickey.
It's not
Yeah,
just-
that's
it's
the thing. People just don't ask these questions.
Yeah, it's
Remember,
exactly
though,
that.
there are some
Mickey
more-
owns a
there are
dog.
some-
Mickey owns a dog, and yet he's friends with Goofy, who's also a dog. You figured that one out.
And it does note that Pluto's face is pretty much akin to Goofy's, too.
Yeah, Pluto's face is so similar. Like,
There's
These
At least,
days
it's,
isn't
at least
thought
it's
this
charming in comparison to, the realistic pets in Sonic 06.
well, that's
Yeah,
because all of them are
I don't know,
cartoon. It works because
Leroy.
all of them are cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pew! And apparently
Yeah.
that cheese gives you the ability to teleport.
And fast forward, gotta go fast.
This is like something out of Metal Gear.
So, are you telling me that King's Quest was actually out? or
So
something?
what you're
That the
telling
way to
me is
solve
that this is a
machine
mouse on
was actually
nanomachines. Of course.
Yeah.
Nano machines
No,
on.
Pedro. It's
Oh, there we go.
the nano machines.
And apparently beating it enough just reverses
But
the process.
don't you see, Jova? That's exactly what nanomachines are. Cheese.
Cheese and all the green
Huh.
gonna make me.
That laugh was very sinister.
We nearly died because of a giant rat.
And some moldy cheese.
Moldy
It better
cheese.
be worth it.
Believe it or not, Shirai, moldy cheese can save the day from a doomsday device, as King's Quest
Yes.
tells us.
Graham throws the moldy cheese into the weird machine.
Scrooge hesitated. This might be the wrong thing to do.
Look at all the money it made us.
So you hesitate with every single thing except the cheese. Anyway,
Alright.
anyway, important cutscene.
Yes.
Screw the camera shift.
Yeah.
Where's the camera pan? There we go.
But your meddlesome nephews are
Turns out he was just waiting for Scrooge to get all of them so he could steal them.
You put the big old
Clever.
boys up to this.
guilty as charged.
Well, he did the dirty work for them, so.
Is Gone Gold the main villain of the show?
No.
All the time.
Well, there's no like main villain. There's just villains that happen. Like there are villains in like Goggle's villains in various episodes. There's also Mr. Gold. There's also
Capitan.
Magica Dispel. Well, I call him Mr. Gold too, but
And then in one comic there was Magica Dispel's daughter, was
You
it?
drive a hard bargain.
God, I
Anyway,
it depends on the episode.
You
Dibs.
filthy cheat.
Yes. Green cheese is gonna make you rich.
The richest duck in the
Or it's gonna make you unwell, whichever one comes first.
So yeah, this is another great example that way forward that really gets Scrooge's character. Yeah, despite everything, he will give up on certain
To save
riches
his family,
for the safety of his family.
Well, Scrooge McDuck anyway. If it was Ebenezer Scrooge.
Magica, stop!
funny you
Magica, stop
mention
attacking
that.
Scrooge's family.
Because Scrooge actually does portray Ebenezer Scrooge in Disney Christmas.
a lot of it's an entire topic for another. Oh, Zavaru though.
So yeah, basically Magica throws everybody so she can just steal everything for her.
Greedy old fools. These treasures are far more valuable than money.
So, plot twist here. Apparently the treasures can do the same thing that the #1 dime can.
Right. That's totally why she's not stealing the dime off of Scrooge right now.
Also, some minor continuity. The painting was actually the one that from Transylvania.
You
Yep.
will see the power of Dracula Duck under my
It
command.
turns out that painting was one of Dracula Duck.
Exactly, it was Magica who orchestrated the whole thing. There you go.
who in the original game just
plays
shows
Academy
up.
Pedro.
Oh, also 8-bit sound effects for the disappearing of the treasures.
Oh, just you wait.
Will save a great deal of trouble.
I'll say it after this.
Less risk of accidental Dracula bite.
The first time I ever made.
There we go, the dime.
Then I will take precious nephews instead. You will bring me dime quickly enough after that.
Well, she knows her tropes well.
Dimses are hostages. Find your own.
Quiet, little boys.
Aw.
Get it? Big ol' boys. Huh?
Now I take leave. Bring number 1 dime to my home and Mount Vesuvius in 24 hours. or
Sure, why not?
those will become snacks
So our final showdown will be in
regular.
Italy instead of Transylvania.
Mamma mia.
Which makes a lot more sense than what was done in the original game.
Okay, bit of context, folks. In the original NES game, Dracula Duck was the final boss, and it was in Transylvania.
Lousy, no good so-and-so.
My guess is, again, they kind of ran out of
Again,
time or money, so they had to reuse that level.
Oh, no. It wasn't about running out of time and money again. It was a part of it being more Metroidvania-esque, where they wanted to, have the world where you would revisit certain sections here and there.
At least
Still
me no
prefer
choice.
this.
How about a deal?
Oh, well, yeah, I
Let me get the
agree.
boys back, and you can keep
I'm just
the
informing
flag.
audience of what it was like back then, is all.
So yeah, basically we're going to make a deal. They will work together, and he can get the treasures, and Scrooge is only interested in his dime and the boys.
You know, Glumgold, if Scrooge just gets a few more dimes, he still has that string.
There you
on
go, Teo. There you go, Teo. Our redemption, complete our redemption. He literally just said that dime ain't worth 10 cents compared to the safety of my boys.
Rescue Rugrats of a business liability. And I'm gonna be the
Look at that, he's crossing his fingers behind his back.
Go soak your head.
So, folks, tune in next
Then
time
for
we go
the
to
exciting
Mount
climax of
Vesuvius.
DuckTales Remastered.
Which actually has my favorite track. See you then.
See ya, everybody.
See ya.